So twice this week, Donald Trump has gone out there again and bragged about the cognitive exam, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, that he took back in September, the same time when he immediately was taken afterwards for an MRI, which is totally normal, according to the White House. But every time Trump has bragged about this cognitive assessment, either the one he took in September or the one he took years ago, he has told us repeatedly how difficult it was. I mean, like, he's really super hard and nobody's ever gotten a perfect score. I'm the only one who's ever gotten a perfect score, he said. And this past Tuesday, he also said he's the only president that's ever taken it. Which, first of all, isn't true, but also, you're one of the oldest guys to ever have the job, so it makes sense. You're also exhibiting a lot of cognitive symptoms, so if nobody else took it, it kind of tells you a lot, though, doesn't it? But here is what Donald Trump told reporters about how hard this test was. Is he in good health? Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I sit here and I sit here. I do news, 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people. Okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get to like the heart of this. That was just the first paragraph. How many sentences in there didn't make any sense? I ask questions from you lunatic. Like, what? I ask questions from you lunatics, you people. I sit here and I sit here. Okay, yeah, we're not off to a good start of Trump defending his cognitive health, but I will try to get through this. I give the right answers. There's never a scandal. There's never sometimes his denial of reality makes it real hard to get through these. There's never a scandal? We're literally in the middle of a fucking war crime scandal right now involving Pete Hegseth, but there's never a scandal? Never? Really? I mean, just Pete Hegseth alone has been scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. Like, can we at least be honest a little bit? A little bit. Just once every now and then. A little nugget of honesty for us. You go back and you can't find anything, but you do stories about Biden was in wonderful health. No, they don't. Like, that's not even true either. The guy couldn't do a news conference for 8 months. If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference, there's something wrong with the president. You people are crazy. What happened was he went totally MIA for days. It wasn't a day, it was days. And everybody was like, hey, he kind of had a health episode, and then we didn't see or hear from him for days. Yeah, you're going to get some speculation about that, and we all think you went and had a procedure done. Because, signs kind of point that you did. But anyway, we're getting to the heart of it, folks. I swear to God. I took my physical. I got all A's. They don't grade you like you're in school, buddy. Like, you don't go in for your physical and the doctor's like, turn your head and cough. That's a B-. No, that's not how that works. They don't give you grades on a pass-fail. Like, oh my... All right. I'm going to get through this, I swear. But they said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard? They said, yes. I said, well, I'm a very smart person. Who was the last president to take one? And they said, no president has ever agreed to take one. Because when you get into the mid questions, meaning, 10, question number 10, 11, 12, 28, 30, they get harder and harder, kind of like counting is for you. And they said, would you like to do it? I said, well, no reason to do it. Nobody's ever done it. I'll do it maybe, but there's really no reason. And these are tough questions. These are questions that I would say 99% of the people that I'm talking to right now, meaning the people that from the fake news, would not do well in those exams. This, folks, is the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. First of all, There's not, as Trump said, like, 38, 40 question. Like, no, you got it wrong on how many questions there even are. But we're going to put this up on the screen here. As you can see, this first one, okay, you got to go from 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to C, and so on. Pretty easy, right? As long as you know your alphabet and your numbers, you're okay. Trump thinks that's hard. You got to draw a cube. Oh, lordy. Trump thinks that's hard. Got to draw 10 past 11 on the clock. Trump says that's hard. And then, oh my God, you get to the really difficult part, folks. A lion, a rhino, and a camel. Go ahead. I mean, give this man the Nobel Prize, right? If he can identify a lion, a rhino, and a camel, he's obviously the smartest man in the world. Let's go ahead and put him in the Nano Society. Because nobody can identify a lion, a rhino, and a camel. And if you think that's hard, this next part's going to blow your damn mind. You have to subtract by 7. Yeah, it gives you some numbers. Let's also not forget, I'm so sorry. There's also the point where they start reading out letters. And every time you hear the letter A said, you have to tap the table. It's FBA, CMNAA, JKLBA, FA, KDEAAA, JA, MOFAA, B. That's really hard for a guy like Trump. There's a lot of A's in there. Some of it, there's like 3 or 4 A's in a row. My finger got sore from the tapping. He said this was tough. He said this is difficult. It's not difficult for people who are not suffering from cognitive decline. That's why it was designed this way. These are easy questions designed to see how your brain is working. You're supposed to pass it. They're not trying to trip you up. Okay, there's no questions like if a train leaves Minneapolis going 50 miles an hour at 8 a.m. and another train leaves the moon traveling towards the sun. You don't have that stuff. Okay? It's not the SATs. It's just checking to see if your basic memory recall is still there. And Trump says it's hard. If you think this test is hard, that's a red flag. But he has told us repeatedly this was a very hard test. He didn't know how he was going to get through it, but he did it. It's not hard. You are just suffering from severe mental decline. Scientists recently discovered a new evolutionary trait in puppies, and it's that they cannot grow up and reach their full potential unless you subscribe to this channel. Don't do it for me, folks. Do it for little Atlas and Judge here. Good boys. You do good. You want to say something? No? Okay.